This is like, how did we cover? They've got 21 seconds for us to find out. But the nice response from Ignite sends it back to a defense. Logan's there for it, but that keeps Mach 10 from trying to make plays, trying to shoot the shooter's shot. Can they do it this time is the big question.
All in air, aiming for the corner of the goalpost, unable to get quite in play, but verified right where he needed to be. Finds the perfect setup for the perfect goal.
That was awesome from Verified to make the read off of Logan there, and for Adam to get the bumps across too, to not allow Ignite to be as comfortable on the defense in the net there. So the first crazy offense we've seen, it was no good to go in. Here comes the shot from JC Fogg, not gonna go in, gets blocked away, but Bawa takes a demo forward. That sets up Jay and Juicy Bird, but neither one can find a way to get it home. Bawa follows up, that sets it up. Can Jay find it? No. Now Atomic sends it back across the pitch and looks for it. Can he find it? Not yet, but still aggression plays off the Bawa. Cannot block that one, and Smokey gets it in.
You want to feel at your opponents, see how they respond to when you're just this aggressive. And what better way to do it than right off the top, going for some air bumps, but not going to be quite successful. Gogre having to retreat right back, get some big boost for your name, but going to be trying to put on the aggression themselves. Now Ignite moving it down the field.
We're seeing demos galore, baby. Pop, 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 pop. I love it so much. Now a shot comes out. A shot goes in from Unknown EU. I love it. Let's come out. Let's get chaotic. Let's just lose our minds. That's exactly what we're seeing off the rip from Unknown EU.
Corpses on the floor, bodies everywhere, goals already in. Nicely done there by Unknown to put it in less than 30 seconds. You think we're Unknown?
So far, the fireworks have to wait, but Ignite's not done making plays happen at the net.
Thanks to scrounging right now for tiny boosts. You need a bit more if you're going to be playing that solid defense, buddy. You can see him now starving. Both members there of Unknown, only one. Acuna having anything left in the tank.
Soda!
Could be trouble. Some of these shots from Soda make it 3-2. They break through the tie.
What a good read there from Soda. You can see it in the replay. Reading it so well from midfield, adjusting and finding the perfectly timed, not even really center, just kind of bounced off the crossbar and Soda was ready.
Yep.
That gives them the 1-goal lead with 39 seconds left to go. That's a great spot for Ignite to be sitting to get themselves through. I mean, they're on match point. They're up 2-0 at this point. No more craziness if you win here in the 3v3. You're just on, but instantly the response comes through, and the response is oh so good from Unknown EU.
I mean, 3-3, that's the best you could hope there for.
I'm starting to get stressed. This matchup has me stressed like none we've seen. Both these teams want to be here tomorrow night. They want to make...
There it is. Hello. Welcome on in, everybody. It's RLSS time. And what better way to do RLSS and some Rocket League action than casting with the RLSS owner himself, Tommy Buckets, with his first time on my stream. My name's Anthony Malum. Tommy, we've got Cyclone, the highest division that you guys offer. I'm so excited to have you on my stream finally.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time coming, and I'm pretty excited to see things going. It looks like we do have a message in chat real quick. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I did. I believe that's okay, correct? If you can switch people out. For some context for you guys, we're getting started just slightly late. The teams are working through some sub stuff going into this. So I want to make sure they're playing with their best roster they possibly can, so on and so forth.
But yeah, I'm super pumped. Nola Flight coming in, a big competitor in the scene of Rocket League and N2N Academy. You know, N2N has stepped up in a really big way here in RLSS, and I'm super pumped to see them come in and bring the talent that they have and go up against this roster from Nola Flight. It's going to be a big testament for them. And like I said, a lot of these teams are kind of setting the tone for what this Cyclone Cup is and the pace of play you're going to need in the postseason. And this is a good way for N2N Academy to prep for the playoffs coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah, we're getting really close to the end here. We're in week 5 now. I believe that's correct. I hope it's correct. It's going so fast. This season is going way too fast, and I feel like part of it is the games have been so ridiculously competitive that that's certainly a big part of what's making you feel like it's going by so quickly.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I don't know if you were if you saw my stream last night, but there were 2 upsets last night that happened on my stream in Riptide in the same group, and there's now a 4-way tie between 2nd and 5th place in Riptide Cup Group B. And we had, coming into week 5 across the entire league, we had 13 undefeated roster teams
Jeez.
and 11 one-loss teams. That is an impressive standing. It just goes to show the type of competition that is here, and you got to get these wins. And for both of these rosters, it's exactly what they're looking to do here.
Yeah, it's do or die time. It's that last push to the end, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm just honored to be a part of Cyclone here at the end to see the crazy sprint to the finish there too. Because one thing, we did Cyclone a couple days ago, and that was the same situation there. Even the middle of the pack for Cyclone is so hungry and so close right now. It really is ridiculous.
Yeah, and you could sense the passion out on the field. These players, everybody is trying to showcase their skill. They're trying to get to the next level. And in the Cyclone Cup, this is where you can kind of make it or break it. You've climbed to arguably what could be the highest level of amateur Rocket League, and to get to the next level, you got to be at the top of this level, and to get there, you got to be able to beat some of these top teams, and I am super pumped to be able to see this happen, and the development of these players and the drive and passion they have for the game is magnificent.
And it looks like right on cue, we are ready to go. So I gotta tell them, let's do it and get in game. I'm so excited. Tommy, welcome on in. I hope you're ready for hopefully what will be an exciting matchup between Nola Flight and N2N Academy.
I'm pumped. The kickoff underway, game number 1, and a statement series for both of these teams as they have been trying to fight their way to the top of this division, and it is no easy task, but might as well try to figure out what you need to do and what you need to bring before the postseason, where I think the level of competition is only going to get harder, where it's now the end of the run is over. The regular season will be over, and you have to put everything on the line. Everything that you've worked for will come down to best of 7s, and these teams are looking to find that rhythm and flow headed into the postseason. And here in game number 1, we're about to find out which one of these teams will set the precedence in tonight's series.
And we know that teams carry a ridiculous amount of passion. I haven't gotten to cast too much of Cyclone, having had my first game with you just recently this week, but I have seen some of these players before from doing the All-Star event towards the end of last season, and obviously just seeing the clips throughout RLSS. The talent in this game is ridiculous. It's just a lot of talent that I've tend to seen kind of be on their own talent, making their own big shots. I'm curious to see which team kind of gets that better rock with synergy, because that in our previous Cyclone match, that was the big thing. Who was getting the synergy across? Who was actually making their plays coherent, or was it a one-man show? I mean, we kind of saw a bit of a one-man show in our last one, but towards the end, despite it being a sweep, that last game, what made it competitive was both teams figuring out, hey, these passes, these demos, these bumps, they can work. 2-factor. Making it close, but still, Nola Flight making the defense.
I go. Now the center, looking for Arthur. That shot played away. Now 2-factor, grabbing off the sidewall. Wants the center. Can't get through Ninja, and this one's played away to the far side. Berg looking to wrap things around, but a big clear coming out in favor of Nola Flight, and this is going to go to the complete other end of the pitch. And both of these teams, I think, are kind of feeling each other out. They're getting these big clears, seeing what the defense is doing. And as time goes on, you're going to start seeing that gap close. Oh, my goodness, what a pitch.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's on that read. That was incredible.
Ooh, Siege coming through huge. After the crazy pitch, Siege makes a massive save to keep this game 0-0. 2:44 left to go. And Nola Flight are starting to put on a lot of pressure, but the response from N2N Academy has been essentially perfect. No cracks in the defense just yet. They'll have another chance to show it here as Nola Flight continues on that aggressive offense, but again, it just doesn't seem like there's a way for anyone to get a goal through. Arthur with the first chance, going to be off the top, but it goes towards the corner to slow things down. It's crazy so far. Maybe that's it. 2-factor says no, no, no. Blocks it again. Maybe Arthur can get it back, but that doesn't have enough speed. Tommy, it's non-stop. It's finally in. It comes from Ninja. It's 1-0 Nola Flight.
We just look at the hang time here. Colin Michael Jordan just hung onto that angle, found the top bin, and that one's going to find its way through. Nola Flight setting the tone here, hitting the 2-minute mark. N2N Academy looking to answer back, and again, this is a roster that it's kind of new. They're trying to figure out who and what they are, and what better way, when you talk about competitive Rocket League, Nola Flight has seen some of the best that all of this esport has seen, and they're going to be looking to showcase that here tonight and stepping up to the plate, looking to knock it out of the park as N2N Academy. Now off the backboard, the drop down, Siege wants it, slightly off on the calculation, and this one played away. Arthur over the midfield line. Berg slows it down, now over midfield, back the other way. He gets over one, low boost and a dream into the corner. And right now, Nola Flight not giving any breathing room. Beside the pressure coming from N2N Academy, they're just not finding any overwhelming looks on this back line of Nola Flight.
They just have not had the chance, and that really does speak to some of the strengths we've seen. It's time to open it up, though. You got to force open an opportunity, really, if you're both sides, because one goal does not feel safe enough at this point in the game. With 1 minute left, that might be why! Not quite, though. Still gets blocked away. The demo almost set up perfect, but now was not the time. Now just 1 minute remaining. Demos continue through. This time it's from Nola Flight to slow down some of that offense. That doesn't stop another attempt at a setup, but it gets brought to the corner. That's Arthur's cue to bring it to midfield, and has just enough boost to reposition that ball and take away a chance. Siege will find it at midfield, block off Arthur. Now has a chance, brings it through, will have a good bounce, but it's knocked away by Ninja, comes through again by 2Factor, still cannot find a home, but Siege went back, set up well, but Arthur was there first, gets it back to that N2N side, doesn't go through, can't find it, still 1-0.
A close call played away by N2N Academy, and you could see them starting to adjust to the pace of play. Nola Flight came out just a little faster and got him the early lead. Now the double lance, Ninja making it happen, flying through the air, and a beautiful aerial display off the sidewall, gets the early flip and the double off the crossbar, finds its way in, and a 2-0 lead as 8 seconds remain on the clock. Nola Flight looking to take game number 1.
Yeah, it might just be the final nail in the coffin type moment there for Nola Flight. Still 5 seconds to work with, but that's already been drained down. So a really great game 1 from Nola Flight. There was certainly opportunities, especially towards the end there for N2N. 1 goal to go on the way out for game number 1. It'll end as a 3-0, but 3-0 does not represent how close that game actually was.
Does look like we are going to get a quick PC reset, y'all, so just bear with us as we get that underway. And what an opening here for Nola Flight. He said they have gone against some tough rosters and are just looking for that puzzle piece, that missing piece on the floor that you dropped when you dumped the box out, and it seems like they're starting to get it. A good opening against N2N Academy, and for N2N, I just need to see the pace of play increase. They got to find confidence in keeping up with what Nola Flight is doing and staying confident while they do it.
Yeah, that's the perfect way of describing it. And the confidence, that's the key at levels like this, right? I always like to talk about when I cast any highest division of play for any game, that once you get there, everyone's doing the same incredible stuff. There is very little actual skill difference that starts to appear because everyone's put in that same 3,000-4,000 hours, if not more. What makes the difference is confidence, communication, the ability to play under pressure. Those are all the things that actually make the difference in it, and it seems like that has been a big part of the key today so far.
Yeah, and early on, it's something that you've heard me say earlier in the week when we talked about these matchups, when we got to cast before, is being able to stay confident. Your mental is huge. Cannot let game 1 tie you down. I mean, it's a best of 5. They need 3. If you let that go early, you're going to find yourself struggling. And the teams that can keep a good, strong mental and battle through the ups and downs through a series and through a season are typically the teams that find a lot of success in the postseason. And sometimes those are the teams that kind of have those Cinderella stories in the postseason because nobody expects, hey, these guys got through some tough situations. Now they've learned from it, they've adapted, they've grown, and they're bringing that energy with them to the postseason. And for both of these rosters, that's kind of where they're at in the regular season. We're in week 5. They need wins. They've seen where their downfalls are at. And at this point, it's time to start capitalizing on it. And I feel like you're going to see a lot of that come out on the pitch here tonight. N2N Academy did get a little bit of a wake-up call there as pace of play slightly in favor of Nola Flight. So I'm excited to see how they adapt and change. And that's one thing about Rocket League. And I don't know if that happens in Smite. Maybe you can give me a little insight to that. Is when you see a team kind of have a lead, have that 3-0 lead like we just saw from Nola Flight, and N2N just didn't really have the answer. Typically in the games 2 and 3, you're going to see them adapt and change and bring a different play style and do something to kind of counter what just happened in game 1. Is that something that you experience in other esports as well? And is that something that you might see at N2N Academy bringing here as this series continues?
I could see that for sure. In Smite, you know, it's the what characters did we not ban that were a problem from the other team? Was it the jungler who we ended up letting go 18-0? Was that our problem? Let's ban or pick that character. In Rainbow Six Siege, it's the, okay, well, we couldn't handle defensive top floor. That was clearly an issue. Let's try to adjust on where we go and maybe go for different sight lines. In first-person shooter games, it's always that, okay, where can we get the early pressure? Can we find a couple early picks to control the map? It's really like that across every game. There's always that secret to success, that secret sauce.
We're going to see N2N Academy look to bring that out here in game number 2. They hope to tie this series back up, and we're getting a little Stormity action. I love to see it here from Nola Flight, testing out some of their roster, and sometimes that can throw a dent in your own capabilities out there. Not everybody with a roster change is for the better. Sometimes that roster change now struggles to find the rhythm that the previous group just had out there. And will that take effect here as N2N Academy hope to find a little bit of breathing room? But Stormity, the sub, stepping up, looking for the shot. This one played away in a close call out the gate here for N2N.
I loved that from Stormity. Come out, try to make the first goal right off the bench, coming in cold, no fear whatsoever. A massive attempt there, but it's got to continue up. Got to see more and more pressure. Ninja saving that pressure, defending a goal that seemed like it was going to be clear and easy, but there's still room to defend because Juicy Bird comes right back at it looking for another. A smoke screen almost worked out there. Made that a really tough block, but it still came through. But they're still not done, Tommy. N2N is taking shot after shot onto Nola Flight.
Juicy Berg is a player that I thoroughly enjoy. When I talk about RLSS, some of the storylines and player stories that derive is some of my favorite aspects of this league. Oh my goodness. And as I'm talking about him, he fakes to the goal line and almost slots it to the inside. And he's just grown so much as a player. And right now, N2N are just berating the net. And one finally lands. Juicyberg with the putback shot to get him a 1-point lead. Holy cow.
Well, you can't block them all. That's the truth to it right there for Nola Flight. As many amazing blocks as they had, there was just too many shots to deal with to where the ball just felt like it was glued to the net at that point. So an impossible defense there turned into a 1-0 lead for N2N Academy, turning things around after losing game number 1. Now Stormity looking to bring it through, going to run into Juicyberg instead. I like what we're seeing in this game too. It's got a much different pace, and it's only from one different member.
Yeah, and Stormy seems to be highly mechanical. The
shot from Arthur!
Wow! The defense was asleep.
You can't leave players with that skill open like that.
Look at the control there to get turned back around on the ball. Saw the net was open, and now it's 1-1, and something that slightly was favoring N2N Academy to start things off. Now are in a tie ball game, and for them, best of 5, I don't want to go down here. You're going to be in must-win territory. For N2N Academy, they want to find a win here and get this series tied back up and alleviate some of that added pressure. Because as we spoke about, that the just overwhelming sense of being on the pitch can sometimes be too much for players, and being down in a series can kind of take a stranglehold on you, and alleviating that pressure, getting a point on the board, getting a point in the series scoreline, and sometimes kind of squeeze some of that out of you and remind you that you came here to play
Stormity with the formity there. My God, the passes to the shot like that. Stormity followed that the whole way.
A lightning strike of a shot to the top corner as they now take a 1-point lead. I mean, you can't ask for much more. You bring in a sub, you rotate the roster out, trying to see what's going to work. And for Nola Flight, everything seems to be working in their favor. Even though N2N Academy are striking back as 2Factor finds it in, and it's 2-2 This is a highlight reel of a match, but will N2N Academy be able to get out in front?
Stormity almost read it so well, Tommy. It was so close there. Just went a little bit too low there for the block attempt. It's, like you said, it's a display of mechanics.
Nice kickoff here from Siege. Now into the corner, gets the center. This one played out of the box, and what could have been dangerous, well executed by the defense, stayed patient, got the clear. Juicy on the 50 now. 2 factors up, wants the touch, out of reach. Now the turnover in possession. Ninja. Oh, the demo on the back line.
That demo for 2-factor. That opens up Juicy, Tommy. Juicy's going to send it home to take the 1-point lead back for N2N Academy. The back and forth just continues, favoring Orange this time.
A nice slow roller here from Juicy. And listen, that open net is not always the easiest thing to handle. I have seen shots go wide and where you think things are just going to be okay, and next thing you know, a sudden turn of events, and you find yourself in trouble, missing an open net. Right now, N2N Academy, the team that we needed to see that call to arms happen here in game number 2. Now in Forbidden Temple, they are showing up as they now have a 1-point lead in the final 90 seconds of play.
Arthur bringing it through. 2-factor's got to be perfect with this. It goes over their head, but it hits the crossbar. And Stormity not ready to follow up quite yet. Instead has to turn into a perfect defender, because now it's a chance for N2N to extend the lead. But they got slowed down. We're low on some boost. They're back to defenders at the midfield. The back and forth continues, but you only have 1 more minute to work with if you are Nola Flight to get things tied up. Stormity going to take a shot for it. Juicy is there. Is he there for Ninja so far? Yes! Stormity again! Can't find it. Siege hits it away. Now it's time to waste time if you are N2N Academy after surviving the onslaught. Another one is just around the corner, so you got to get it away, and they do just that. Until they run into a demo, that's a new opportunity, potentially, for Nola Flight.
Good midfield presence here from N2N and maintaining time, but they're also not giving up space on the field. In a game like Rocket League, you do want time to come off the clock, but you got to do... Oh, the bump! Oh, my goodness! Ninja almost clears out the net with a shot on target. This one played away, well executed, way to stay patient by the defense here from N2N. 2-factor up early, wants a challenge. Stormy now brewing up another storm, looking for the shot on target. Arthur there, this one played away. Can't quite find it through the backline defense here. Now the center, they're not out of trouble, and oh my goodness, the overwhelming pressure stacking up, but N2N Academy survived the onslaught at the end of game number 2. And now tied the series up 1-1, headed into game number 3. Just look at all the colorful little accolades on the pitch right now. It is, I am jealous.
That was really crazy to watch how that one went down. You said a mechanic displayed, and that's what really is going to stick with me from that particular game. I mean, that's the kind of game, too, that makes you feel like you're in for a game 5, even in game 2. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong about that. I mean, Stormity, the sub, the #1 player on the team in game number 2. 7 shots, 3 saves, an assist, and a goal. I mean, he got in on the play in every aspect, and that's all you can ask for when you talk about somebody coming in fresh to a very competitive level of play. And Stormity was absolutely lights out, but not able to break through the last-ditch effort put on by N2N Academy as they tie things up. Now it's time for Nola Flight. They have experienced the clapback from N2N Academy. They have experienced that pressure, and they have answered the call to arms. And now that kind of flips back towards Nola Flight. It's, hey, what didn't work in game 2 that was working so well? Where are the mistakes happening at now? And are we going to see that clapback come from Nola Flight here in game number 3?
My gut tells me yes, just because this feels like it would fit with the back and forth style. It feels like it would fit with the skill, with the pacing. It all feels like the writing's there, but will it actually happen? Siege wants to try to make it so. Instead, it's 2-factor with the follow-up. Man, what a shot from 2-factor to come out quick and make it before 15 seconds pass.
A beautiful play, and this is what I'm talking about with mentality and having a strong dedication to just staying positive in the game. You're seeing N2N Academy start staying out in front. The team plays are starting to develop. They're keeping the ball close, and those big long balls that we saw in game one are starting to diminish, and these players are keeping it close, and that's where you get shot opportunities like this. And Ninja dicing up the defense with a beautiful pass from Stormity as this one finds its way through. Holy cow.
Yeah, just hit him on the 7-10 split there. Went right through. Just nothing that N2N could do quick enough to react to a shot like that off of the pass. And it seems like Nola Flight know how to use speed, certainly. Then they also know how to demo. I'm sure Kirio's happy about that, Tommy. Shout out to your partner, because, man, the demos are ringing through in this series so far. Right on cue.
Juicy Bird getting a piece of the action, and the storylines, Nola Flight new to RLSS, and one of the biggest kind of names in the scene that we have here in RLSS. We got Lotus 8 Esports, we got Nola Flight joining here in the Cyclone Cup, and the new face on the pitch, N2N, next to new Esports, out on the pitch, trying to make things happen. And Juicy Bird also started his career in the Surge Cup, stepped up into the Tsunami, and now here in Cyclone, looking to make a name for himself once again, and doing so in a pretty big way. Coming up against this roster from Nola Flight, it's not going to be the easiest of tasks, and with it being 1-1 in game number 3, I mean, these guys are starting to really put on a show. Now the shot rings out from Siege, and the defense stays strong as this one trying to get to clear. Nola Flight struggling to find a little bit of offense as they do now get some offense going on the far side, and they stayed patient, but will it be enough?
Siege is somebody who's had murder on the mind so far with all these demos coming out for N2N Academy, and it's just exciting to watch because of how they've set up. But the one thing that I need to see more from N2N is I feel like once they're put on too much pressure on their defense, they have a hard time sort of escaping. It feels like they get trapped in the loop of their own rotations, which is something I've learned from watching the amount of Riptide and Surge that I have. So they need to clean that up. Almost an opportunity there for Stormity, but will get bumped out before the chance presents itself. And N2N still on defense, just trying to break it through. 2Factor will do it and has a decent chance to break away and set it up from the corner for more. But Ninja catches it and gets it right back to that orange side again. Just no breathing room has been allotted this game from N2N. Ooh. Finally, they break on through again to take the lead. 2Factor does it and saw the opportunity, Tommy, and took it without hesitation.
And the absolute dime pass inside the
gorgeous
box from Siege. I mean, just talk about precision. It had to be there. 2Factor was surrounded by all 3 defenders, and that had to be a perfect pass and a perfect shot. And N2N now out in front. Arthur, the little fake, the bump. Oh my goodness, the close call for N2N as this one's played away. And right now, that has been the big deciding factor, is the defense is stepping up in such a big way for N2N Academy, and it has been something we've needed to see throughout this season here in Season 5 of RLSS, as N2N Academy still looking to find its way through, and 2Factor off the crossbar in, and now with a little breathing room inside the 2-minute mark, they have a 2-point lead. Welcome to the Cyclone Cup, Nola Flight.
They are absolutely going through the motions right now of just trying to stay alive with this offense from N2N. I talked about how N2N was seemingly having issues dealing with a constant offense for Nola Flight, but N2N's offense, it's almost more dangerous because it's more of a blitzkrieg attempt. They just sprint through you and take the first opening they see and make it work. Might even do it again here. Stormity able to stop it. Siege with another demo. All right, dude, we get it. You don't like cars. My God, I feel like every time the scoreboard's open, it's Siege getting a demo. What a huge save there, saving the breakaway ball, making its own play, trying to get another goal on board for Nola Flight. They're running out of time. Stormity trying to follow up, sends a pass up off the crossbar. No follow-up is going to be there. Still down 2 goals, but a minute 15 left. That's plenty of time for Nola Flight to do it, Tommy, but you got to get to it quicker and sooner rather than later.
Now they're starting to kind of, it's almost the script is flipped a little bit. Oh my goodness, Juicy Bird just absolutely bumbled off the ball. I'm sorry, that absolutely took the words out of my mouth. That was an incredible bump off the crossbar and out, but the script is kind of flipped, and early on we saw these big booming clears always coming out from N2N, and it was just kind of leaving a lot of space for Nola Flight. And now Nola Flight, the team that finds himself on defense, is starting to kind of boom the clear out. Oh!
Stormity? Not there either! So many chances just gone to the wayside for Nola Flight. Juicy? Arthur! Juicy again! No! Again! They block it out! 2 goals and they're playing defense like it's a tie game in the game 7 of a grand finals.
Woo! I think that goes to show Juicy getting a little bit of mustard. He gets it, the flick, watch the center, can't find it. Now Siege through the corner. Nice little rotate here from Juicy. Pressure's on, and as time dwindles down, when the ball falls, N2N Academy will be on match point. Wow, what a finish.
Wow, what a finish indeed. I mean, come on, 7 shots on goal there from 2Factor. 4 saves from Stormity. I mean, that tells the script of the game and how it went down. Jeez,
Holy cow.
That's how I feel too. That's exactly
every time I wanted to start giving some information, talk about maybe a little bit of info about these players and these teams, and somebody just absolute wrecking ball of mechanics, whether it's on the goal line or putting something into the net. This is turning out. It's crazy to think that this isn't like a postseason match. These guys are like week 5, just battling it out right now. It's incredible.
Gives you an idea of what to expect with the upcoming playoffs, honestly.
Yeah, and like I said, I had a feeling this was the type of energy we were going to see out here. Both of these teams, they kind of need a win. Seeding is important when you talk about the postseason. You don't want to be going up against the best that the regular season saw, because statistics don't lie, and typically speaking, that's the toughest road in any bracketology that gets developed. Is if you were at the bottom like 2-3 seeding positions, the road to the grand finals is typically through overall the most toughest path, and you don't want to find yourself in that situation. So for both of these teams, getting these matches, getting these victories lined up is of high importance as the closeout of the regular season is starting to begin.
Oh, Nola Flight with such a good setup from the start, but Arthur can't find it. Siege able to get a block. I was going to take my breath away if that kickoff was going to work out that well for Nola Flight. I was going to feel destined for a Game 5. But does get slowed down by N2N, and we're back to more of a calm state. Siege trying to break that open, does set it up, but a nice clean away from Nola Flight. We're into that ping pong stage that we see these two teams get into so often at this point.
Nice center to the far side. Siege can't get there, pinched away. Now Arthur, nice redirect, 1 bounce, played away, and an easy pickup here by Juicybird. Wants to make a play at the midfield line, hopes to bounce this one out, can't quite find it. Siege now wanting to make a play, open up the door for N2N, and they're looking to close things out, but I'm expecting Nola Flight to pull something out of the trick book here, and maybe some fakes, maybe some kickoff changes and adaptations starting to take place as they, the big clear. This could be trouble. 2Factor puts N2N Academy on the board first, and out the gate swinging comes N2N, and if you are a fan of Nola Flight, you've got to start asking yourself, can they make the change?
You said it, this could be trouble. It was indeed. It was the first goal for N2N Academy. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left for Nola Flight to make something happen. Every team wants to go to Champions Field in any given situation, but as you said, with the need to win for both of these teams, they both wanted that much more. Stormity trying to get fancy to be the one to do it. Arthur's there for the follow-up and to come back, but Siege is there up just a bit quicker than the ball for the block to keep it at that 1-0 score, at least for the moment. Nola Flight have to look for something new. Their tactics are just getting figured out. Maybe they need to take the Siege tactic. Maybe they need to start with the demos, with the bumps, play a little bit dirty, or maybe start to play aggressive, take that away too. But you got to figure out something different to try to take some kind of advantage and waste some time. Arthur gets past 1, gets the shot on, but it's just off the mark. Stormity tries to follow up, can't find enough space to make a double touch happen to get it through.
N2N Academy's defense is just precise right now. I don't know another word to call it at the moment. They are handling an overwhelming offense right now that has been crossbar after crossbar after crossbar, and because the net's not available. N2N Academy taking away the opportunities. Now a big clear here for Nola Flight is they need to make a move. Something needs to start happening. We're at the halfway point here. They trail by 1 and the series on the line. Will they be able to finally figure out the downfall to the defense here from N2N Academy? Because right now it is an iron wall, almost like the Great Wall of China, but made of
Juicy Berg with the second goal. That's what it's made of, Tommy. It's made of Juicy Berg and N2N taking shots like that. You mentioned precise. At this point, the defense is downright surgical. There's just nothing Nola Flight can do to break through.
He said, let me get a number 2 and make it a large. He found the top corner, now through the corner, wants to play on the far side. Juicy just a little slightly overcommitted on the far side, and now the bump, though, from 2Factor opens up the door. Juicy to Siege. Off the side wall, this could be trouble still. Nola Flight's defense in shambles as they need a must-win situation here in game number 4. My, oh my, what a turn of events. A cold start here for N2N Academy, but they have turned things around.
Stormity actually turns into a pitch to the corner off of the member of N2N. Maybe they can find it with Ninja, who follows it up and sends it home. That pinch was just big enough to make the play work. That's 1 goal on the board now for N2N Academy.
They say Samurai strike in the dark, and Ninja found one off the crossbar in the backside of Siege and didn't see it coming. And now trailing by just 1. And a minute 37, it's a lot of time, but it's much easier when it's only 1 goal being needed, and just a little sigh of relief that lets Nola Flight know that they've got a chance, they've got an opportunity. And to be honest, I think in this match, with how important it is for Nola Flight, I think it's a breath of fresh air knowing that they got 1 and now they got 2. Holy cow!
You've got to be kidding me. What a shot there. The slow-mo says everything. Juicy Berg did everything possible, but just didn't have that perfect line. Had 2 members coming at them, and the ball was just working with Nola Flight there. But that ties it up in game number 4. This is exactly where Nola Flight want to be. You don't want to be at a disadvantage, because now you can try to make stuff happen and feel a little bit better doing it.
Yeah, it allows them to be a little bit more aggressive and not have to worry so much about that scoreline. They know that for the time being that things are safe. They could be looking at OT, but at least they know they're not down. And again, it's that sigh of relief, that just that pressure off your shoulders. N2N Academy now, Siege over midfield. Shot towards the net, nobody's there! It broke down on the defensive line, nobody guarding the home plate. And this one, Siege just slides home and is able to find this one through. What a court vision play here from Siege. Wow.
If these cars could talk, Ninja's car would have been screaming. Did everything possible to try to get there at the last second, but he makes up for it, sends it right back, and ties us up at 3 apiece.
Listen, I think Ninja, again, said, you know what, y'all? I strike you in the dark, and he struck back quickly. And another big play coming out from Ninja, now 3-3, and 40 seconds on the clock. I think we're looking at a possible OT here, and it means
Arthur!
The opportunity!
The slow bouncer! Nola Flight do indeed do it, Tommy. 36 seconds remain, but that 1 goal lead, we know how important that is in this series, how much they've meant.
I mean, you talk about just this game alone, it was a 2-goal lead in favor of N2N, and now in the sudden turn of events, the turns have tabled. Some might say,
oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
Are you kidding me?
What is happening right now? It's a chess match out there.
It's a chess match, but they're throwing hand grenades with them at the same time.
Man, oh man, it reminds me of an old classic game called Stratego, and they're just running into these minefields. And right now, I mean, we have seen, 4 goals go in a matter of what feels like 15 seconds?
Out of control. But now 20 seconds left to go here in game number 4. Are we going to a game 5? Or are we done here? Are we going to OT? Or are we done here? N2N have control. Make the shot. Stormity at midfield for the block. 10 seconds left to go. Will there be a hero play coming out? Ninja's going to try to bring it to the corner. Bounce it off. Goes to Arthur. Arthur with the shot. Siege with the block to keep it up in the air. 1 second. This is the last shot from N2N. Will it work? Ninja says no. OT we go.
Regulation is over here in game number 4, and now with everything on the line, a must-needed goal here for Nola Flight. Stormity's up, looking to cause a ruckus again, but the lightning strike can't land. The storm doesn't prevail, and the tornado is dissipated. N2N Academy, they're not out of trouble! Ninja! The Ninja strikes again! He gets the shot! It's 5-4. Nola Flight send it to Champions Field.
That's game 5. You wanted the storm. You wanted the wind. You got exactly what you wanted. You got the Cyclone. That makes it a game 5. You did it when you had to if you're Nola Flight at the best possible time. I can't believe it. That was insane.
I mean, every time you needed Nola Flight to step up, Ninja was just slicing the defense up on some crazy play from behind the lines. And what better fitting name than Ninja to have when those moments arise? I mean, absolutely precision redirects that were able to find the net. And I cannot believe this game started so heavily in favor of N2N Academy, and then it was 2 goals this way, 2 goals that way, a goal this way, a goal that way. And now here we are, 5-4, headed to Champions Field. And a tie ball game. And I told you coming into this, I said there's a lot of passion in these teams, and a series victory is needed. They need to find the victories in this season to start developing some better seeding, and we're seeing it here tonight.
That's my reaction. Who wanted the outfit of the day? It's a cardigan. That's my analysis. Heading into game 5. I got nothing else.
And it just blows my mind that that wasn't a final style match. It was just game 4 and everything on the line, waiting in the wake of Champions Field. Only one of these teams will go home a victor. The other must recalibrate for the final 2 weeks of the season and try to find out what that missing puzzle piece is, as they will still be looking to pick it up off the floor. Maybe it's under the rug somewhere, but time is running out here in the regular season.
Here we go. Game 5 kickoff. Nola Flight, N2N Academy, RLSS, Cyclone Cup. Here we go. Kickoff right away. Juicyberg was ready to make a shot happen, but Ninja was there close enough to not let it be an issue. Now it's a chance for Nola Flight to start this game off right. They haven't had many early leads. It's been a story of them trying to come back nearly every time against N2N. This is your chance to do it. Ninja will look for it, but Siege is there and able to block it after the pass from Stormity. But Stormity looking to keep up that aggro, looking to make it work. Backed out and got the Game 5 car out, Tommy. Stormity's not playing games.
I'm telling you, he's trying to brew up another storm, get these shots to land, and we saw it come out early when he first got onto the pitch, but the surgical defense that we talked so highly of from N2N on display again as some close calls come out in favor of Nola Flight. But yet again, the defense from N2N Academy standing tall, standing strong, and looking to break down Nola Flight when it matters most. It's almost like they're starting over. It's 2-2. We're on Champions Field, and nothing else matters but this game alone. And this might be the longest we've seen nobody putting a point on them.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Especially in the last one, it was 14 seconds for the first goal to come through after kickoff. So far, we're way beyond that and only continuing. Nobody's had a great opening so far after that one save from N2N Academy came through recently. Same thing going to happen again here as everyone's kind of caught at midfield, looking to make something happen. 3:25 passes the clock. Siege off the mark of the block, and Arthur going to send it home. It's 1-0 now for Nola Flight.
Arthur writing the script here for Nola Flight. Beautiful touch, plays it low, one bounce it counts, and this one finds its way through. Nola Flight out in front, and you talk about just that moment to breathe. had just alleviated and just dropped a little bit of that added pressure here for Nola Flight. And now N2N Academy, the team that's got to battle through that here on Champions Field when the anxiety is highest. Will they be able to answer the call to arms once again? We're about to find out. 2Factor played away to the sidewall. Wants the shot. Well defended from Stormity. Big clear, but this is going to get turned over as Siege looking for a clear. Can't quite find it. Gave room for Stormity to kind of create a play, and that's not what we need to see from N2N Academy. They need to be challenging these a little bit sooner, get into these passing lanes, and trying to be a little bit more aggressive, because as time dwindles out, we talked about how long it came before one goal, how long before two, if any at all. N2N Academy need to make a move.
Oh, Stormity's getting fancy with it, bringing it all the way through. Juicy with a huge demo to stop what Stormity was working for, and that was enough to slow things down, get control back for N2N Academy. Siege now brings it to 2Factor, who sends it in and ties it up 1-1.
Siege battling tooth and nail all the way down the pitch. A beautiful setup and the precision from 2Factor. They call him 2Factor because he gets it done on both sides of the pitch. And this one finds its way through. Listen, I just made that up. So
That was good. No, that was
don't
good.
take
That was
that
good.
too hard.
Honestly, self-back pat right in a second. You deserve it.
2Factor's going to, you might call me out on that one, but I could be right.
Juicy Berg now trying to get you to make your own cool names for him. Sets it up, looking to send it to 2Factor, who's just slightly off. Not the perfect pass there, which we've seen so much from N2N. That keeps us tied 1-1. Now it's a chance for Nola Flight. Doesn't last long, back to midfield. Siege gonna look for it. Stormity contests. Juicy Berg waiting. Nobody can get full handle. 2Factor gonna send it off the top. Look for a follow-up from Siege, who gets there but runs into Ninja. That turns it into a Nola Flight chance, and Arthur is ready to follow up. If not Arthur, maybe Stormity. No, Juicy Berg says it's me time. But Ninja was waiting long enough. N2N ready to continue more and more of this offense to try to get their shots through, but Nola Flight, Tommy, they've experienced it enough at this point. They know they cannot let that happen. They have to keep the pressure coming from offense.
And now that they're in a tie ball game, it's now 1-1 again. I just expect this defense to get back to those precision saves that we saw coming out early, and that's what you need to get through. Oh my goodness, it's not enough. Siege gets the save, but Ninja once again striking through the dark shadows inside the box. And this one, giving them a 1-point lead in the final 60 seconds of play. Will it be enough?
Right place, right time there for Ninja, and it mattered so much. Now N2N need to find their own place, their own time. They've got 50 seconds of time to do it, down by 1 goal to at least tie it up. 2Factor going to keep it from being an issue there from Ninja. Siege has control, has boost to work with, gets through one, can't get through the other, but sets it up well for Juicy Berg, who can't get it in quite yet. Demos will come out because N2N want to keep up the offense. They got open net.
Oh.
Juicy Berg on the breakaway, but he's off the mark, and Ninja gets credit for the save. Now Stormity has control and sends it back across the pitch. That could be the biggest mistake N2N made at the worst possible time.
A close call, and now with only maybe one extra opportunity, they need to make a move. Time dwindling down. Juicy Berg. The reset over midfield, the demo now. Siege upfield, waiting for 2Factor to collect, but Arthur's there. It's a fumble at the midfield line. Siege, he's got the fullback. He's got the shot. It's not enough. Nola Flight, do it.
Oh my god, he had it, but they ran out of time. Another second, and that goes through.
Oh no! They set up the perfect play up the gutter, and this one can't find it. I mean, they just opened up the floodgates like a center, creating a gap that a semi-truck could have drove through, and just ran out of time. An unfortunate turn of events there for N2N. Holy cow!
I
What a
can't
finish.
believe how that ended. It literally needed seconds more. One more second, and I think we're going OT.
That was an incredible series to experience, and props to both teams. Let's quickly, I can pull up the spreadsheet real quick. Let's see what this kind of developed for both of these rosters.
Yeah, please do.
Heading into the final moments here. these wins matter, and for both of these teams, they needed to find them. And unfortunately for N2N Academy, they've got to take that to next week as they fall to Nola Flight.
Appreciate the follows and subs tonight, guys. Appreciate that so much. I'm always glad to do RLSS, especially with matches like that. I really cannot believe we just got to witness. That was a crazy game. Make sure you guys all give Tommy a follow. I earlier actually did do a shout out for Tommy, so you should still be able to click on that in the stream. Make sure you check out his stuff. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with him if you're from RLSS. In the panels of my Twitch channel, you are able to join RLSS if you aren't in that Discord for whatever reason that might be, and see the other stuff I do cast. I cast a bunch of games, but moments like this make me really enjoy casting Rocket League, that's for sure, Tommy. And, man, my goodness.
What's really crazy is what just happened is now N2N Academy and Nola Flight are now 2-2 on the season. Later this week, 0-1 plays Rick Rollers, and that means another roster is going to be 2-2, and a three-way tie from 3, 4, and 5th place here in Group B in the Cyclone Cup. And we just talked about how competitive this division is and how competitive RLSS has been. Artifice 2-0, Lotus 8 Esports 4-0, Midwest Mafia Black 3-0, Lotus 8 Nirvana 3-1, NoFF 2-1, and then we have already 3 teams are 2-2. We're going to have another one at 2-2. I mean, we're coming into the final couple of weeks, and it's going to come down what's seeming to be game differential, and getting wins when it matters most is what it's going to come down to. So much love goes out to Nola Flight as they have now just thrown a major wrench here in the Group B stand.
It did indeed. And Krusty, you did miss it, but all of my VODs I do make available on my YouTube. You can do !YouTube. You can look at my panels, or it's just Anthony Malum. I make every Rocket League VOD available after on there, so it's a bit easier to watch in different spots. And it is also available on my Twitch too until they run out. But you missed it, but believe me, that's a VOD worth going back and checking out because my goodness, that was an incredible series. Tommy, do you want to give a shout out to sponsors actually too at some point?
Yeah.
Usually I do it, but you're here, so I gotta let you get the good pitch. You know, you got the details.
I do. We have some returning sponsors here this season. Much love out to them. They've been all here for now, most of them for 3-4 seasons now. So Gamerzon.tv joining and returning, Claim to Fame coming back here for season 5. And then our biggest sponsor, Invispar, the current one on the screen. There are our biggest sponsor coming in our tier 3 position. And allowing us to give back, is the biggest thing that I take pride in here in RLSS. And it doesn't happen without these sponsors. So having them a part of this, having them here in RLSS allow us to give back is huge. And then we have the new sponsors coming in season 5, Latin 7 joining the crew. And then we have our most unique sponsor. We have PAR, Purchase and Resale. If you yourself, friends, family, cousins, uncles, whoever it may be, if they're looking for any golfing equipment from golf balls and tees to a new golf set, make sure to go check out Purchase and Resale. It helps out not only the league, but also a small business company, which is what we're all about, LSP. You get a little RLSS discount, 10% off at checkout if you use RLSS, and the proceeds go to raising our price pool even further. So much love goes out to our sponsors to be able to, like I said, we preach it, love, support, and positivity, and the league doesn't exist if teams don't sign up, and we're able to reward them with a nice little prize pool, and it only happens because we got that same LSP coming in from our.
Well, thank you for that. A big thank you to them, and thank you for joining me. I'm glad it got to be a series like that. I don't think we could have written that any better. I mean, that was a dream come true there. Any final thoughts from you, Tommy, before we head out tonight?
No, just appreciate everybody that comes out, supports these matches. It means
Always.
a lot, and 1 second.
Oh yeah, you're okay.
It
You're
looks
okay.
like another match is about to start.
I was actually just about to ask you where we're heading after this. I figured there might be more matches going on tonight. But yeah, thank you guys as always for joining. Like I said, my name's Anthony Malum. There's a million panels in my Discord of the places I cast, and make sure you check out the next Rocket League ones I do. I don't try to, but I usually only end up doing RLSS. So if you're an RLSS fan and you like Rocket League, I'm kind of the perfect combination for you, to tell you the truth. So But I'm glad I got the Cassidy, Tommy.
Yeah, I do
It was kind of
appreciate
way
it.
overdue for sure. But yeah, we'll
If
figure out
you
where we're heading
do,
here
if
in
you're
a
talking
moment.
about a raid target, Zen Zero is gonna be. Ooh, it looks like he might be experiencing.
Unlucky timing there.
I think they're looking to try to get a sub. We can still raid out to him. I'm working on that in the background right now.
No problem,
But
we
it's
can hang out.
supposed to be Lotus 8 Esports taking on Artifice, which should be a really good matchup.
Yeah, but that does sound on paper. I've looked at a couple of them. Oh, thanks, Juicy Burger. Appreciate that. The VOD will be available too, like right away on Twitch and then on YouTube after not a while. Always make sure those VODs get out nice and quick. I know those are not just important for watching, but I know a lot of teams like to go over VODs, review them, and whatnot. Make sure that, get everything locked down, hear the commentary, what they had to say. Tommy did give some excellent analysis. There was a lot about ninjas and tornadoes. Don't want to miss. I think at one point there was a 2-piece meal. It was lots of stuff to go over.
Listen, I went to college for. I was kidding. But it's exciting, man. I always love to throw in these little quirky remarks about some of these teams, and it seemed like you went right along with it. So I appreciate you not making fun of me too much.
I've had my wild moments. My favorite, I always like to mention, is I had one of the longest Smite casts I ever had. It was getting close to about 65 minutes. I'd gotten so deranged, I was like, all right, let's play. I didn't do the full-on, marry, kill. I think I did go on a date, give a kiss, give a hug, and I named 3 of the characters in the game. I ended up deciding I wanted to marry Ganesh, the elephant, so that's where my mental was
That's
at
hot.
that game, yeah. Well, I mean, my logic is, come on, Ganesh taking you on a date, that guy's all about passiveness and love, discomfort. Like, they're paying for the meal. It was a whole thing. It got clipped, you know how it is.
Listen, doesn't he have 4 arms?
Yeah. Imagine, like, being, a bad day. You come home from work, you just want to be the little spoon, and you're the little spoon for 4 big, soft elephant arms.
I mean, I've never cuddled with an elephant, but I'll take your word for it.
See? Cheerio, too.
It does look like that match is going to get rescheduled.
Unlucky.
So we can try to find somebody else. If you know somebody that might be even casting, or I could look to see if anybody in RLSS happens to be live.
Yeah, please let me know. I'm always down. Curio and Tommy cuddle, I believe that.
Corporal Monkey Shines, who is a caster, looks like he's casting for the Royalty series.
Oh, perfect. I have not rated him before, so that sounds perfect. All right, so we'll go ahead and.
Rocket League thing going.
Oh, I'm actually playing audio. Sorry, guys. We'll hang out to Corporal Monkey Shine, because that is not somebody I've rated before. So send all the love to Corporal Monkey Shines. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks to Tommy for joining me. Thanks to the players for an exciting game. Like I said, VOD available soon. Appreciate all the follows and the sub from tonight. Love you guys very much. Make sure you stay safe and all that good stuff. And we'll definitely see you next time here.
Don't skip leg day.
Don't skip leg day.
watching.
Exactly. Send Corporal Monkey Shines all the love.
Will we see Jamal? Who will we see?
What a
So
finish.
you've got